Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be breaking down Tybura versus Spivac rematch, full card. This one is at the Apex again. Kind of getting sick of these Apex fucking events, just like everybody else. So yeah, 12 fights on the card. 12 fights on the card. A couple of short notice fights here too. So first up on the card here, Barlow versus Nikolay. Danny Barlow here, more of a striker. He's got some very sharp hands, so he's coming off a win there, and he's undefeated as well. He's come off a win there against Quinlan, knocked him out in the last round. Loves to throw a lot of leg kicks, targeting the body as well. Just throws some jabs, a lot of jabs, and mixed up his left hand. And very good with his footwork, not just circling on the outside. And yeah, he's got some decent takedown defense as well. So going against someone like Nikolay's more of a grappler compared to Danny Barlow. Nikolay here is coming up with a couple of wins here in the UFL, lost in the contender series against Michael Morales. He doesn't throw too much output, Nikolay. He just does enough to throw, does enough to kind of close that distance and, set up some takedowns off the cage there and uses wrestling and grappling. So it's a bit of a weird one because this is short notice, but I think Danny Barlow would do well to, I reckon, defend those takedowns. So Nikolay, not enough output there, and I feel like Danny Barlow is just going to be too accurate and more throw more output compared to Nikolay here. Nikolay's a simple one too. There's nothing too great on the stand up. So Danny Barlow is a pick here for that one. Next up we've got Charalampos Grigoriou versus Toshiomi Kazama. I also do apologize. I'm pretty sick as well, so hopefully I do well on this card here. So Grigoriou is coming off a loss. He was doing well at the start of the fight. Mixed up his takedowns and lunges, not more so like tries to close the distance with combinations of striking and set up his takedowns. It just started slowing down a lot in that fight, and he started getting picked apart there against Alencar. Not a good look. Before that, he was on a win streak. Won his contender series fight with knockout, but it just did not look good at all in that 3-round fight there. So this is more of a easier matchup for him because Kazama's been getting knocked out by everyone in the UFC. Kazama was doing well, but as soon as he got into the UFC, he just lost. So Kazama's a guy. It's not very looking good. The way he lost was like he was just getting picked apart by the strikers that had better hand speed, better footwork, and just a lot more well-rounded compared to Kazama. Kazama was also not setting up his takedowns in the last couple of fights. He was doing a lot of panic wrestling there, but they got defended and he got picked apart. So it's not looking good for Kazama here. He needs this win, but he could get it done, but I don't think he will. He probably could. But yeah, I'm just real skeptical of this fight because Grigoriou's gas tank doesn't look good, and Kazama's been getting knocked out by everyone. But they're a lot more high level, these guys, compared to what Grigoriou is. Grigoriou's a pick here, but like confidence because of his gas tank. So I don't think he will get the fight to the ground. I think he will use his combinations of leg kicks. He may even he will definitely try to wrestle, but I'm not sure if he'll get Kazama down here. So low confidence pick here with Grigoriou. Next up, we've got Stephanie Luciano versus Talita Alencar. Got both girls already fought in the contender series as well. It was a draw. I feel like Stephanie was doing well there with picking Talita apart in the second and the third round. First round she was taken down, but she did well to get up some bad positions. Talita was very wrestle heavy in that fight, and she started gassing out and started getting picked apart and halfway through the second round and the third round. And so Stephanie here, she's very good with her. She's got some reach, a lot better reach, was 6'6" to 5'8", so she throws a lot of straight shots, mixed up with body shots as well. A lot of low kicks and middle kicks to the body as well. The takedown defense didn't look good there against Talita, and Talita's more of a wrestle heavy girl compared to a striking. yeah, both girls getting touched up. It was a bit of a war. So yeah, Talita was throwing body kicks and a lot of low kicks, and yeah, just really depending on her wrestling. And you can see at the end of the fight that too, Talita just didn't want to stand up with Luciano, and yeah, both girls are good with the jiu-jitsu, getting out bad spots and whatnot, and good offensively, very well-rounded guys, girls. But I feel like even though Talita was came off a win, Amanda, she didn't look good because you know she was getting picked apart there against Amanda. Amanda started backpedaling, like not backpedaling, but she took the foot off the gas a little bit in the last round and kind of gave that fight to Alencar. But it was a close fight. Yeah, it could have went either way, but again, Talita. Yeah, I'm a bit skeptical on Talita here because I feel like Stephanie's definitely not gonna be over aggressive with her shots on this rematch. I feel like she'll pick her shots here and not let Talita get those takedowns out. Stephanie's picky. A lot of people are going with Alencar, but I feel like Alencar kind of just slid through with that fight there against Ryan. I feel like Stephanie would do well and defend the takedowns and yeah, like I said, not get over aggressive and pick her apart with the striking. She can't can't throw too much output and get overzealous in this fight. So Stephanie Luciano is a pick for myself, low confidence pick because I'm hoping she doesn't get taken down early on and give the rounds. Next up, we've got Yana Santos versus Chelsea Chandler. Yana Santos coming off 3-fight skid. She hasn't looked good for a while there, 4 years. Yeah, just that last couple of fights, she just not look good at all. She's getting picked apart, getting out grappled as well. Yeah, when she was in her prime, she would like, you know, mix up her striking. There were a lot of 1-2s, nothing too crazy with her striking. It's pretty basic, but she would use the clinch against the fence, try to set up a lot of traps there against the fence and use elbows and knees and try to get the fight on the ground. But yeah, other than that, in the last couple of fights, she has been doing that, but she's been getting out grappled as well. So it's not a good look. And Chelsea Chandler here, she's from Nate Diaz's camp. She even fights like fucking Nate. She does get hit a lot, but the striking is pretty damn good. Like, wouldn't say pretty damn good, but compared to Yana, it's a lot better. So she's very good with the combinations to the body and the head. She does get hit a lot, like I said, but again, she's very good with the inside trips on the clinch too. So, and she's good on the ground there, getting out of bad spots with the scrambles. It's a bit of I feel like there's a bit of a, like, you know, she should have got someone a lot more high in competition compared to Santos. She's kind of working down the rankings here. Since that last fight, Nunes, I feel like she should have got a high opponent. So yeah, I feel like Chelsea Chandler's gonna just, yeah, she's gonna pick her apart here on the stand up and get this decision win. I think Santos just does not look good in this matchup here, and just in general. Yeah, she may just get picked up by PFL after this fight if she loses. So yeah, Chelsea Chandler's a pick there. Next up, we've got Jonny Parsons versus Yusaku Kinoshita. Jonny Parsons here coming off a win 11 months ago. A lot of low kicks, throws a lot of low kicks and body kicks and high kicks. With his striking there, he mixes it up with a lot of tie clinch. So in that fight there, he was clinching a lot with that tie clinch and trying to look for the knee straight to the middle. I'm a bit skeptical on him because it's 11 months ago, that fight, and again, he was getting taken down by Solomon. But again, he won't get taken down in this fight. It'll be more of a stand-up fight. Yusaku, yes, he's come off 2 losses, but I think this fight, he could get it done and knock Jonny Parsons out. He just can't get overzealous and stay on the outside, use his footwork and not stay in front of Jonny Parsons as much. Yeah, it's a bit of like, yeah, even though it's a hard one, this fight, because I feel like Kinoshita could get it done, but Kinoshita just doesn't look good at the moment. He's got knocked out by Billy Goff and then taken down by Adam Fuger and then ground and pounded. So yeah, his takedown defense didn't look in that fight either. He's the guy that loves low kicks, body kicks, and high kicks, and using the left hand counters there. So he's a good striker. It's just these guys got caught up under some bad losses. Kinoshita is. So Johnny Parsons, I'm gonna have to go with Johnny Parsons because I'm just not too sure with Kinoshita on this fight. But I could see him getting an upset in this fight too. So yeah, a bit skeptical on that one. Next up, we've got Karl Williams versus Jhonata Diniz. Karl Williams is a guy I love. Is more of a grappler and wrestler. He doesn't like to be on the stand-up too much, but he does well defensively to avoid a lot of shots. But again, he got tagged by Tougher there, but he managed to get the decision win over Tougher by cage takedowns. And yeah, it's a heavyweight division at the end of the day, man. A lot of these fucking guys don't know how to wrestle, but Karl Williams, he's racking up these wins with his wrestling, so yeah, he doesn't do too much output on the striking there, does enough to close the distance and then set up those takedowns off the cage. And he's gotten past some heavy hitters, so he's doing well there. But again, this is another heavy hitter, Diniz. Diniz, even though he got that win over Austin Lane, he was taken down by Austin Lane that first fight. He was getting picked apart with Austin striking too. In the second round, he threw combinations to the body and the head and not got him out of there. It was his left hook. So yeah, his boxing striking is a lot better than Karl Williams, Jhonata. But I'm just a bit skeptical on the takedowns here. So I feel like Karl Williams should be smart enough defensively on the stand up and just set up some traps on the cage there and hopefully get some takedowns like he did against Justin Tougher. But against Diniz, I feel like his footwork's a bit more better than Tougher's. So yeah, low confidence pick here. I could see Diniz even getting a knockout in the later rounds. But if Karl Williams plays it safe, I feel like he could get a decision win here, or even probably not a submission. Yeah, low confidence pick on that one. Next up on the main card, Karol Rosa versus Penny Kianzad. Karol Rosa, she coming off a loss. She was doing well at the start, but you know, like with mixed up combinations of leg kicks at there, she was picking Adana's leg part. But then when Adana started fucking finding her range, she started picking Karol Rosa apart, and it was a bloodbath of a fight. It was actually a decent fight. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because Rosa started slowing down a bit there towards the end of the round. But yeah, she's had a win over Yana Santos, split, not a good look. Lost against Norma Dumont, and both opponents have a common win over here, Lena Landsberg, a while ago there. So yeah, Karol Rosa, like I said, she's a stand-up fighter. Throws a lot of combinations and leg kicks. Clinches a fair bit too as well, throwing knees and whatnot. But she doesn't really like to get her fight to the ground and keep on the stand-up. Probably why she's got a lot of losses there too. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird fight because Penny's like, yeah, her striking is just simple, just a lot of straight shots. Likes to throw her right hand a lot there too, and should be definitely trying to get this fight on the ground. She's more of a grappling wrestler, so she'll try to get this fight on the ground with her grappling and wrestling. But in the last fight, she's lost a lot of positions there too, and she's been submitted by Macy Chiazon and out grappled by Vera there, Ketlin Vera. So yeah, it's a low confidence pick, but I'm going to go with Rosa here. I think she'll do well picking Penny apart on the stand-up. But yeah, her takedown defense is not too bad as well, Karol Rosa. So I'm hoping that she defends a lot of this takedowns by Penny and picks her apart. So yeah, a lot of people go on Rosa here. Just Penny can't count. I don't really rate her. Like, even though she's good offensively, but defensively, she's lost a lot of bad positions on the ground, and she has got picked apart as well in the stand-up. So Karol Ross is a pick here. Next up, we've got Chepe Mariscal versus Damon Jackson. I feel like Chepe here, it was a close fight, that last one there, Morgan Cherries. He was getting picked apart a bit, like, even though he's a guy like, just, yeah, it's a bit skeptical with his hands. Like, he's got some good offensive hands, but he also gets defensively, he does get hit a lot as well. So in the last fight, he was getting hit a fair bit, but he did some good work with his takedowns. So he's a guy who likes to mix up his striking with low takedowns. But I'm not too sure because Damon Jackson in this matchup here he's a guy that likes to wrestle himself and grapple more. But I feel like Chepe Mariscal is going to be more confident in the stand up than against Damon Jackson than what Damon will be against Chepe. So Damon Jackson, his striking I don't really rate all that great. He just does enough to set up his takedowns and whatnot. He's been knocked out by Ige as well, and lost to Billy Quarantillo there by decision. So and had a split. So it's not a good look. I think Chepe would do well to defend some of these takedowns, and I think he's gonna get the edge in the striking here against Damon Jackson, because I feel like Damon Jackson, like, most of his wins are just, it's like against guys that are wrestle heavy, but not the best striking. So, but I feel like Chepe is going to have better striking than Damon Jackson. I just don't really rate Damon Jackson striking at all. And footwork wise, I feel like Chepe is going to have better footwork than Damon Jackson's matchup. So, Chepe is a pick here. I feel like he could get a knockout in this fight. Next up, we've got Allan Nascimento versus Jafel Filho. Allan Nascimento here, he hasn't fought for a while. He had a couple of cancellations due to injury. He had a win over Carlos Hernandez and Jake Hadley. Muay Thai guy, throwing a lot of leg kicks. Not so great on the hands, that unfortunately does get hit a fair bit. He just the guy that, he will look for the inside trips or the takedowns off the cage. So very heavy grappler. Out-grappled Hadley here as well, and Carlos Hernandez. And got that submission win over Hernandez too. It was a while ago. So a bit skeptical of this fight because, like, going against someone like Filho, I feel like he's going to be the better striker. He will mix up his combinations. You see his last couple of fights. Yes, it was Otto Osborne, but he looked good with his combination. Even the Barrez. He's pretty well rounded. So he's got some nice striking there in the pocket compared to Allan. That's what I'm thinking. That's the way I feel. And he's another guy who likes to mix up his leg kicks in the pocket there too. So I feel like the striking Filho's got the better of Allan on the stand up, but I could see if the takedown happens by Allan, he could out-grapple Filho on the ground there. And he probably won't be able to submit Filho because, Filho's got some, even though he lost to Makayev by rear naked choke, he did well to get up some bad positions early on and whatnot, but that's like his most effective loss there. So, but he's had some win over Otto Osborne and Daniel Barrez. I don't know about this fight, man. I could see Filho knocking Allan out, and because offensively, Filho is good with his grappling and wrestling. His only loss was to Makayev, so a lot of people are going with Nascimento, but I just don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like his striking is going to be better than Nascimento, so I'm going to go. I know a lot of people are going with Nascimento here, and he's out of shoot box because of how great his grappling is. I'm going to go with Nascimento, but it's a low confidence pick. If he can't get the takedowns, he's really going to get picked apart by Filho on the stand up. That's just how I feel. So yes, he should have a reach. He's got 1 inch reach there, advantage over Filho. So low confidence pick. I'm going to go with Allan Nascimento, but I wouldn't be surprised if Filho picks him apart because he's a more active fighter too. Next up, we've got Jarno Errens versus Youssef Zalal. Jarno Errens, he's got a win over Stephen Nguyen. This guy just goes to war, man. He throws a lot of leg kicks and throw a lot of those straight shots in the middle, straight shots in the pocket, and a lot of front kicks. But man, he gets fucking hit a lot as much as he throws offensively. If you see these fights here, his win was due to going to war. His opponent just didn't mix up his takedowns or nothing. And if you see Su Wong Choi, he's another striker. So it was just a bloodbath of a fight. These guys are just hitting each other up. But if you see his loss against William Gomez wasn't a guy that was going to stand there and bang with him. He was circling the outside, mixed up his counter strike, and he took him down. So Jarno Errens' takedown in that fight didn't look good. So apart from these fights here, his takedown defense didn't look that great. And with Zalal here, Zalal, even though he left the UFC and then came back and you know, he had a win over Billy Quarantilla, so that's quite big because Billy's been around for a bit and with a submission. And this is a big step down in competition compared to Billy Quarantilla, I feel like. Zalal, he's looked good since he left the UFC and came back. He's got some good striking. Defensively, I feel like he's not going to stand there and bang with Errens if that's what everyone's expecting. I think Zalal's footwork and circling the outside, picking his shots there straight up to the body, and low kicks. And he's good with the inside trips too. So when he clinches, I reckon he'll get Errens down with his inside trips. And even his takedowns, he's very good timing his takedowns. He doesn't rush it. He sets up his takedowns very well, and I feel like he will get Errens down on the ground. And I feel like he could even submit Errens there on the ground, or even just try to get a decision just by controlling him on the ground. So I feel like this fight's going to be played out on the ground a lot, like the Gomez fight. I feel like Zalal will just, he just control him on the ground, pick him apart, and work him in all positions. So Zalal's a pick here. Just don't be fooled, guys, with his last win here and these losses. I feel like Errens' takedown defense hasn't been that great, even in his fights on the outside there of UFC. So yeah, Zalal's a pick here. Next up, we've got Javid Basharat versus Chris Gutierrez. I did break down this fight here on the Sandhagen versus the Magomedov card, but I'll do it again. Javid Basharat's coming off a loss. He's a guy that loves to throw a lot of low kicks, low kicks and kicks to the body. Not the best with his hands. He does get hit a lot too. He just circles on the outside, just mixing up his kicks. He's got some good takedowns as well, but in the last fight, didn't really set it up well, man, and he didn't really use it, which is weird. So he was getting picked apart by Zahibi as well in that fight. So it's just weird, like that fight there. But he's very good. He's well rounded. And in this matchup here, Chris Gutierrez, he's another guy that throws a lot of low kicks and body kicks and straight shots. But he gets taken down a fair bit. He was taken down by Song. He was taken down by Muniz as well. So these top 5 guys kind of like, I wouldn't say exposed, but they showed the holes in his takedown defense. So it's a weird fight. Like, if it stays on stand-up, if Javid does not mix up his takedowns and, and stays on stand-up, he's definitely going to get picked apart by Chris Gutierrez. But if he uses his takedowns, he'll definitely get this win over Chris. Javid's a pick, even though, yes, he's coming off a loss, but he's got to use his takedowns, man. He's got to set him up, and he's got to circle on the outside, not stand in front of Chris. I think he's a lot more better, well-rounded compared to Chris. Chris, I feel like he is a better guy with his hands, and he's striking. It's just how it plays out this fight, I just don't know. There's tape right there for Javid to get him down, get Chris on the ground. So Javid's a pick here, but again, if he does not fucking set up his takedowns and use them, Chris could pull off this win. So low confidence pick there. Next up, the main event. Oh my god, we've got Marcin Tybura versus Serghei Spivac rematch. The fight no one asked for, but UFC is going to do it anyway because it's at the Apex and they need a headliner. Tybura here, coming up a win against Tybura. Oh my god, he was getting picked apart on the stand-up, and fuck man, he got the takedown and got the submission. These guys, I don't know what to say, man. He's 38 years old as well, so he throws a lot of body kicks, jabs. Defensively not great on the stand-up. Lost to Tom Aspinall and won against Ivanov. Like, he uses takedowns, so he's very good with his takedowns and grappling and jiu-jitsu. But when it comes to striking, he's not that great. Neither is Serghei Spivac as well. They fought before. Spivac was like, I think he was taken down by Tybura in the fight too, so that he was out striking him a bit there. This fucking shit fight, man. I hate breaking shit fights like this down. Like, both of these guys, they can beat everyone outside of top 5, but they can't crack that top 5. They're getting beaten by the same fucking dudes. Tom Aspinall. So you can't, eh? And then, like, so you got Spivac here. He's another guy, like, He's not great on his striking, but he's good in his grappling and his jiu-jitsu. So he's another guy that's like gonna set up his takedowns. It's just such a pointless fight, man. Like I don't even care if I get this pick wrong, man. I'm that serious. This fight does not do anything for the division. Like, what if they fucking win, and then they go back in the top 5 and then just get fucking picked apart? Like, I do not rate either of these guys striking, man. Like, but they're good grapplers and they're good wrestlers. But fuck, it just kind of that just shows how shallow the fucking heavyweight division is of the UFC. It's really bad. But yeah, Serghei here, in his last fight, he just got picked apart by Gargano. He didn't know how to close the distance. He couldn't even get off his shots. He was throwing some low kicks, is about it. But yeah, against his fight, Derek Lewis, he got him to the ground and submitted him. And got a win over Gosta Sakai, but look where Sakai is. He's in the PFL, for fuck's sake. I think he's in the PFL, I don't know. And then had a win over Greg Hardy, but and then Lewis, oh my god, bro. Marcin Tybura is a pick here. I feel like his striking may be a little bit better than Spivac's, but Spivac throws a lot of straight shots, and he's a younger guy too, so I just don't know. Yeah, Tybura is 38, almost 39 years old, and Spivac's a younger guy, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Tybura here because I think he would target Spivac's body there, and using his jab a lot. But Spivac then again probably has more footwork compared to Tybura, but both are fucking shit, man. End of story. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I'm breaking it down like that, but they are shit, man. Like, they could become champs in the PFL, but not here in the UFC, man. Yeah, Tybura is a pick. I don't even fucking care if I get that wrong. But guys, if you're gonna bet on this fight, don't do it. It's just shit, man. It's really shit fight. But anyways, guys, those are my picks for this card. I know you probably won't enjoy this video because how bad the breakdown was in that main event. I do apologize, but the undercard's not bad. Like, there's some good bangers, man. Like, the only thing that the UFC failed here was that main event. Like, okay, I'll do a bit of I'll brag a bit here, right? Now, with that Saudi card, you could have put fucking, let's say, if you had Tony Ferguson and you got a couple other big names there, right? Even though they're not doing that well, there's some big names, yeah, to promote. They could have just took that fucking Marlon Vera fight versus Figgy and headline it here. And if you put this in front of a crowd, it would sell. It would fucking literally sell. Or if they didn't want that Kape versus Mikhail fight to be on the main card, and they put it on the early prelims and they bumped in the prelims, if they didn't really want that fight to be, you know, on that card the way they treated it by moving it around, they could have just put that on the Apex and headline this. And then went, all right, fuck. Then cut Mikhail. Like, they got to do better, man. Because right now, I'm about to break down some PFL and fucking Bellator cards the way it's looking. Because right, I watched the Risen. Like, I'll put this as a segment. I'll tell you where the card ends or whatnot. So I'll put down a segment in the video. Anyways, from what I'm saying is, the UFC with all these Apex events they got to stop, man. They got to really stop. And they got to stop stacking up these fucking fight night Saudi cards as well, because it's right now you're gonna lose fans like this, man. You're putting 2 fucking Apex cards events with shit headliners. Cards okay, but people like long-time fans are gonna go, all right, man, let's just go fucking tune into other promotions. I watched Risen yesterday, and that fucking card was a banger. Because the promotion doesn't have such a big name worldwide, people are not going to tune in. People that don't go, that turn around and go, all right, yo, UFC, man, UFC's where it's at. Yes, the level of competition is more high in the UFC, but entertainment value-wise, Risen fucking was off, man. Yes, they're not. Those guys won't be able to compete in the UFC because such a high level. But the entertainment was fucking there. The whole card was a banger, man. And I've watched some decent like Bellator cards. Yes, they're not great as the UFC, but if I put those Apex cards toward and compare it to the fucking Bellator cards, entertainment wise, sometimes the Bellator cards can win. This is just poor, man. I'm sick and tired of fucking like breaking these fucking cards down with shit main events. Anyway, that was my rant. I know everyone's feeling the same. I'll try to be patient and try to like think outside the box a bit, but this is not it, man. It really isn't by the UFC. They gotta do better. The pay-per-view has been fine. Some of them been mid. But yeah, the Sphere card's pretty fucking. It's alright, but it's not. It's not pay-per-view worthy, man. It really isn't. But yeah, anyways, guys, that was my rant. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of this video. Hit the like and subscribe, and also, guys, put it down in the comments what you guys really think of the way where the UFC's heading, because obviously you guys will be a lot more, you know, a lot more smart, I reckon, than what I am with the marketing and shit like that. Like, you guys will be, yeah. Anyways, yeah, put down in the comments what you guys think where the UFC's heading, and whether people should start watching more promotions outside the UFC like Rizin, Bellator, PFL. Definitely Rizin, man. Definitely check out Rizin. That shit's way more entertaining than half these UFC cards. Even when people say like they don't like example, they don't like Mikhailov style. They don't like fucking Bilal Muhammad style. For entertainment wise, if you want less grappling and fucking wrestling, Rizin's where it's at. Last night, that fucking shit was a banger, man. But yeah, guys, hit the like and subscribe. We'll be back with another video. Take care.